this. I'm going to be as quick as possible because I've been on stream for technically 3 hours. Do you know what I mean? Jurisdiction and all right. So yeah, in regards to Drake, let's go. So jurisdiction and venue. This court has jurisdiction over the action and the defendant pursuant to 28 USC 1332 as the matter of controversy exceeds $75,000. Exclusive interest and cost is between citizens of different states. Okay, that's interesting. Why did they bring up that? The court may exercise personal jurisdiction over the defendant pursuant. I need to find out what person means afterwards. To 302 or the New York Civil Practice Law and Rule because UMG transacts business within the state and owns. Okay, I know the one I'm pursuing using a. Well, I'm going to assume that for now. Over owns. Okay, business within the state and owns, uses, or possesses real property within the state. Further, this court may exercise personal jurisdiction over defendant pursuant to 301 of the New York Civil Practice Law and Rules because UMG systematically and continuously conducts and solicits business within New York and has availed itself of its privilege of conducting business of the state of New York. Okay, so venue is proper pursuant to 228 USC, and because a substantial part of the events or omission by UMG given rise to claims occurred in this district, and because UMG is subject to personal jurisdiction in this district. So I'm going to talk about that in a sense, because obviously it's just breaking into segments a little bit. Like, in regards to that, from what I'm learning and what I'm understanding is basically it's more of a civil lawsuit. I mean, when it comes to defamation, technically you can only really win. It's more of a civil lawsuit rather than a criminal lawsuit, even though a crime or what you're being alleged of, what someone's trying to defame your name is of a criminal situation. You see what I'm going to say? Which sounds kind of crazy when I think, not crazy, but like it in my mind, I'm thinking, nah, wait, if you try to defame someone's character and you know it's not true, wouldn't you want more than just financial compensation? Wouldn't you want them to, one, change the business practices? That's one thing. Two, you want to make sure that at the end of the day, that, you know, those people they're in jail, bro. Put them in jail. You come this far. You know what I mean? But again, it's not UMG's fault. You know what I mean? It's Kendrick that mentioned those lyrics. And Kendrick didn't say anything verbatim. He's just a wordsmith to the point where when you listen and you hear it, it can sound as if he's saying it directly. You see what I'm saying? So far, yeah, he mentioned about Not Like Us, and he also mentioned about Euphoria. And if you go to my other stream, you could find it there. I'll go through the lawsuit. But with this, you know what I mean? So that's what it seemed like. He's going after financial compensation. That's what he's going after. Background. So liability in this case is predicated on a defamatory material which UMG published and or caused the publication of beginning on May 4, 2024 and continuing through the date of the filing. This background section provides facts and context about the parties and the events leading up to the initial publication. Drake is internationally recognized as a multi-talented rap star. Drake's career spans 2 decades. 2 decades? I thought it was only like 15 years, but okay. While Drake, well, you're talking about music career, I thought like 15 years. Or yeah, because 2009 was when I first heard about him. So if he's been doing music since what? 2014. Wait, hang on. Since 2004 or 2005, practically. Then that's 20 years. Then fair enough. But Drake's career. While Drake first rose to fame in the early 2000s as the star of hit Canadian teen drama television series Degrassi, The Next Generation, the rapper Drake is now known worldwide. Drake is one of the world's best-selling music artists of all time. That's arguable. I say it's arguable because we're talking about physical sales versus streaming, but he came in a scene era when there was digital, there was physical sales, but also streaming, and streaming. It just depends, but he has got a number of fan base, and I'll give him that credit. Drake is one of okay, so we read that, but if you haven't sold over 100 million copies of an album, then I can never can really consider that person to be one of the greatest, one of the best selling music of artists of all time. I can never like it is what it is. Um, it doesn't matter what genre, like physical sales. If you haven't sold over 135 million or over 100 million for one album, or let alone let's just say 50 million, let that be the benchmark. Whatever Michael Jackson's lowest is, that would be the benchmark. All right. If you sold one of that for one of your albums in 1 year, then cool, fair enough. If you haven't, you're not one of the best selling artists of all time. It is what it is. All right. Drake's okay. So between some of Drake's biggest hits include Hotline Bling and One Dance. Between 2010 and 2024, Drake released 8 studio albums with more than 170 million albums sold, including 24 million singles sold. Drake has 13 hits, number one hits on the Billboard Hot 100. That's arguable as well, about 13, but we'll move into that another day. Because I remember when the talk said, "Oh, he tied Michael Jackson. Oh, we beat Michael Jackson." Oh, no, he didn't. No, we didn't, because the billboards, you won't even get into that right now. But 178 million albums sold. That's in totality. If you're talking about regarding 8 albums, remember what I said earlier. Unless you're, I don't know, it's what it is. But how are they calculating the albums? Are they talking about streaming numbers? Are they talking about physical sales? Like how are they mentioning this? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to mock him or anything like that because I'm never trying to downplay someone's career, but I'm always seeing it from another lens point because I come from that era. You know what I mean? So when I come from, when I see things from a different lens point, allow me. But make sure you hit the subscribe button, by the way, hit the like button. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Drake's success has been repeatedly celebrated by the music industry. Drake has been nominated for 55 Grammy Awards and has won 5. That's a bad ratio, if I'm honest. Including most recently in 2023, Drake also won 42 Billboard Music Award, and 2000, and in 2021, Drake accepted Billboard's Artist of the Decade. Artist of the Decade. Okay, I hear why they said that. Anyway, but who else is on that list? Though, let me leave answer the comments below. Let me know. Artist of the Decade, you know. Okay. Drake proudly accepted the award with his young son, father, and members of his team by his side, dedicating the award to his son's friend, long-term collaborator, peers. I don't know why they're mentioning this because this seems very pointless right now. Drake professional and entrepreneurial endeavors extended beyond music in 2012. In 2012, Drake founded the Canadian-based record label OVO Sound, which signed artists including Party Next Door, Party Paying with his No Doubt, Certified, is what it's saying. Majid, Jordan, Smiley, and no Naomi Sharon. I've never heard of Smiley, nor Majid Jordan, nor Naomi Sharon. Now, if they mention he signed, Popcorn, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Then fair enough. But I've never heard of these artists. So, and there are a lot of things that's been said about how he treats these artists. You know what I mean? What about OVO Sweatshop? Are they going to mention that in this lawsuit? I would like to know because wasn't the weekend part of OVO at one point helping him with his or even if he wasn't part of OVO, I don't know. Anyway, we'll get into that situation another time. Especially if it's brought up in this lawsuit, we'll find out. Drake also uses his brand name OVO. Say OVO. Represented by an owl for his clothing brand. Far more than just a label merch, the clothing brand has collaborated with Canada Goose, Canadian retailer Roots, Disney, the NCAA, the NFL, and Supreme. In addition to the lucrative online sales, OVO, say OVO, every time I see that, that's essentially what I think of. Operates several brick and mortar stores in Canada. Okay, I see where they're heading with this. The United States and the United Kingdom. Drake founded multidisciplinary media productions company Dream Crew, which operates a management company, production house, and content studio. I didn't know this information. I'll be real with you. So that's good on him with the entrepreneurial spirit. I respect entrepreneurship, but if you do people wrong, I don't respect you. Um, through Dream Crew Entertainment, Drake executive produced award-winning documentary film, feature films, and hit television programs for FX, Hulu, Netflix, HBO, including Top Boy. Oh, Top Boy was part of that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. But you know, which has received awards from the British Academy Television Awards and Euphoria. Anyway, because I was literally thinking, I want to listen to Euphoria again now. Anyway, for which Drake received a Primetime Emmy Award nomination. As a celebrity with a global and name recognition, Drake has regularly been approached for collaboration, partnership, and endorsement deals. In 2013, Drake became the global ambassador for Toronto's NBA team, the Raptors. Since then, Drake has inspired new alternate team jerseys, narrated team advertisements, hosted Drake Night each season for several years, and pledged charitable contributions to Reef Basketball Courts. This is anyway to support Canada basketball, the country's national basketball federation. In 2019, the Raptors renamed their practice facility the Hoviho Athletic Center. Drake's partnership with Raptors is significant to the team and the city, and president of Toronto Raptors, Masai Ujiri, has said that the Raptors' relationship with Drake has always ultimately been celebrating the city and the people who made it unique. We have something very special happening in Toronto, and Drake is a big part of that. You know what? I won't lie to you. This part of this lawsuit is very pointless. From what I'm reading, it just seemed like they're trying to paint him in a way that he's this particular person. You know what I mean? It's like there's no need to go into that. They could have easily just said, look, Drake is an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? He's has brick and mortar store for OVO clothing and all these other stuff there. And then what happened was something happened to one of his stores, and it was during and after the beef with. If you want to say Kendrick Lamar, you could do that. I don't know. It's because of the song Not Like Us. You want to say that? You can say that because clearly that's the narrative he's trying to push. That's what it seems like, and it's making it sound like, oh, he's a stand-up guy. He's charity. He gives to charity. He does this. That's what it sounds like. But I'll be honest with you, the way that like the way they have done this, they've done this in such a way where it doesn't make sense. It would have been better to put that at the beginning as the introduction, and then you go into, oh, this is what happened, and it's because of this. Like, if he does films and shows, surely he should understand you have to give the beginning, middle, and end. But anyway, let's keep it moving. That tomorrow or another day we'll get into this, because this to me, I'm like, this is crazy, man. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are um, on this as well. Shout out to everyone that's been watching. I appreciate you all. Get me. Make sure you stay subscribed. Again, when I'm next live, you know what to do. Join the live. Get me. You get a shout out like Tyler the Creator's Stan and Zombie as well. But anyway, other than that, yeah.